everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sistaka, namaskar to all the listeners. This is Sharp Rali for the Sharp Rali Law Show. I hope you can hear me well, Vidika. I have Vidika with me on the board. Thank you so much. And we are, of course, going to discuss about immigration law, and you can call live. In a few minutes, we'll be taking callers. The number to the studio is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And before I start anything I'm going to tell you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And again, today is the last show of the month. It's October 31st, 2019. Happy Halloween to everybody. And we're going to talk, of course, about all the issues related to immigration as much as we can. And we will be taking callers live as mentioned. And we'll be covering different topics when it comes to immigration. So there's no perfect. Unfortunately, we don't really kind of take a topic and stick to that. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, because that allows people to actually get more details on the situation. So bottom line is like we have a lot of work to talk about. Well, not work, but a lot of things to talk about in immigration. But feel free, you can call us if you have any questions. The studio lines will be open. 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And now let us. I wanted to cover first some of the issues that we have been seeing lately, and one of them, of course, is traveling for stamping, because a lot of people went out and now they need to do a stamping on their passport. There are many reasons you need that stamp, but first, let me explain why you need the stamp and the purpose of the stamp on your passport and the visa itself, and then the status, the I-94. What's the difference and when we need one or the other? First of all, the role of okay, before I go into that, let me take the caller, Vidika, and then continue on that. This is Shabra, you're live in air. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I have a question. It sounds like a peculiar question. So I work in one of the top MNCs where my transfer has been initiated from my previous employer, but unfortunately I got an RFE. And after that, when we filed an RFE, it was denied. So now we are going for to reopen my H1 petition. So at this point, we got a denial notice in the month of September as per the attorneys. And they are top attorneys in the Bay Area. So, but what they did was they haven't informed me until October 4th, and now I'm in a grace period. I was told that from the denial notice, with after 60 days of the denial notice, that would be my grace period, and by November 5th, I would be losing my grace period as well. So they're hurrying up and trying to file my H1 petition again.
Okay, were you doing an H1B transfer? Were you doing a transfer extension over here? A transfer.
But I'm not sure how they were gonna handle it, because they recently aware of the deadline, which is November 4th. That we all thought that we still have one more month to respond to an RFE, but it looks like we only have very few days left. So in this case, what are my options if my RFE, if my H1 petition is denied? What are the other options they have? Because I already used my...
is it denied or has not been denied? Or is it you expecting it to be denied?
So first my transfer is denied. And then the attorney is opening up a new, moving for a petition to open up my H1B.
Okay.
So if this one is denied due to lack of time or lack of documents or anything, so what are my options at that point?
Okay, first of all, the motion to reopen is not going to help you because it doesn't do anything unless it's approved, okay? It's not like it gives you some time extra. As for the grace period, there's no grace period because you have not been terminated. So the day you got you got denied is the day you're out, unless the previous H-1B is still valid and you go back to work there. So that grace period that you're talking about doesn't really apply to you because you have not been terminated. You quit your job and you just went with another company. So I don't know which grace period. I think there might be, well, there are some tricks of the trade how to deal with that, but there's no real grace period in your case. So right now what needs to be done, they need to refile the case, the transfer, and file it as a consular processing. Once it's approved, make sure you leave the country within 180 days, approve or not, and once it's approved, you just go and get your stamping and come back.
Okay.
Because you don't have really that grace period, but they're talking about, plus a motion to reopen is not going to do anything for you, and it probably will not work, depending on what's the reason, unless there was a big mistake on the case when they denied it. The chances are plus the motion to reopen is going to take months to get an answer, and it won't give you anything. You're better off trying two things. Either you file it as a consular processing and file it under premium. As soon as it's approved, you leave and come back. Or what you do, you can also refile it and claim, and you basically ask the USCIS under their discretion to make it as a transfer. That means basically you don't have to leave the country when it gets approved. But the option of a motion to reconsider is not going to be really helpful. Okay.
Right.
And call me because I know this is more detailed. It will take me like at least half an hour to explain. Give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887. We can do a full consultation and I can guide you what to do. But be careful because you don't really have the grace period, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Good luck to you. I don't know if you have more call, Vidika. If you have any call, if you want to call, you have any questions, feel free to reach out. 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. This is the Sharp Riley Law Show, and today is Thursday, October 31st, Halloween Day, and we are talking about immigration, of course, and I wanted to thank everybody for helping. And again, if you need help, give us a call at the office also, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887, and the number to the studio is 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And we were talking, of course, just about we started the topic of talking between the difference of a stamp on your passport and the I-94, which is the status. First of all, whenever you're traveling outside, in order to come back, you need that stamp on your passport if you are not a citizen or a green card holder, and unless you have sometimes a parole, etc. But we're talking about the visa here, okay? So if you don't have that, they won't allow you to the airport. There are only few exceptions. Two of them is if you're traveling to Mexico or Canada within less than 30 days, you might be able just to use your I-94, revalidate it, and come back. Okay, it's only for Canada and it's only for less than 30 days, and Canada and Mexico. So be careful on that because it doesn't really give you anything except the same I-94. Now, the stamp on your passport is important. Its role is to make you board the plane, reach the port of entry, and from the port of entry, then at the airport, the immigration officer is going to make a determination, and at that point, you will ultimately get your I-94. Once you're inside the United States, it's the I-94 that controls. The stamp on the passport doesn't really have a value anymore. So basically, even if it gets canceled or it's already expired, it won't change anything as long as you're inside the U.S. with a valid I-94. That's why when people are inside the U.S., if they want to get a longer status, they do what we call an extension of status. So basically, they extend that status to be able to stay. For example, you come on a visitor visa. You extend it and you for 3 months, 6 months. And you file what we call the I-539. So let's say now you come on a visitor visa, you want to move to an L1 visa, for example. Then you basically change it to an L1, which is also kind of an extension at the same time. So bottom line here is it is important to distinguish the two, because many people see on their passport they have a 10-year multiple entry, for example. They think once they enter the United States they can stay for 10 years. No, that's not the case. The 10-year multiple entry means you can get in and then get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, things like that. And if you do it too often, too frequently, they might also cancel it at the airport. So be careful. Now, the other thing you have to know about a visa stamp on a passport, it's not a guarantee of entry in the United States. A lot of people think, oh, I got the stamp on my passport, I'm done. No, you're not. Until you reach the airport, an immigration officer, which is the CBP here, the Custom Border Patrol, they basically, if the Custom Border Protection, if they don't actually kind of basically decide to let you in, you don't get in. So that's where you have to be careful too. Just because you have the stamp, it's not a guarantee to get in. Now, the other thing that you will see when it comes to all the stuff, for example, for some visas like H-1B, you kind of have to do two things. Number one, you have to get an approval with the Department of Homeland Security, which is the USCIS, right? And then you also have to get a stamp when you're traveling from outside, if you're outside, and that stamp is done by the State Department. So we're talking about two different departments, and one without the other becomes a problem if you don't do it on time. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh, and we are live today at the studio of Radio Zindagi, and we are right now on, today is what's going on with me? October 31st, 2019. October 31st, 2019, last show of this month. Of course, we'll be back next week, but since this is the last show of this month, you feel free to call. You can call because this is a live show. If you're listening to the show another day from Thursday, I think tomorrow night they will be replaying it, then you call. It will not matter because we won't pick up. So today is your chance. Please call if you have any questions. The number to the studio, 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And we talk about this too, right? It's important now to remember the I-94 that they give you at the airport, it gives you a status. This is what controls your stay inside the U.S. Now, in order for you now to change that status, there are a few rules. Number one, let's say you're changing the status, you came on a visitor visa, and you're changing it. Ultimately, there are some 90-day rules, etc., but we're not discussing about that. Let's say you're shifting to an H-1B, for example. You have to do a change of status. Let me take another easier example. Student visa. If you want to change status from a visitor visa to a student visa, that means inside the United States it is doable. However, there are some issues that has just been placed by the administration. One of them is that while you're filing change of status for the student visa, you have to keep also another status under the B1, B2. I think we have one caller, right, Vedika? Let me take the caller and then I'll continue. This is you 11 here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening.
The extension, H1B extension, so basically...
Can you speak a little bit louder? I cannot hear you properly.
The time period, and then recently got a RFE on that. And, my wife is...
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Can you speak a little bit louder? I didn't hear you. Can you start again, please?
Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Hello? 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 I don't know. Is it on my side or yours? Okay, let me take another caller. This is Radio 11 here. Hello?
Oh, hi. Actually, I have a question for the I-94. So I have valid 797 for till next 3 years. I visited India in March this year, and I got a stamp on I-94 dated today.
Mm-hmm.
and I have I-94 on 797, which ends after 3 years. So, do I still have valid I-94?
Okay. The 79 is a good question, and it's related to what I was talking about. The 797 has a 994 with it. If at the bottom of it there's a 994, but just usually in the top it will say 797A, and on the bottom it will say it will give you a little like a card. It has a validity on it. This is your I-94. We'll say official I-94. Now, I-94 can be, you can get it two ways, right? One, you can get it at the airport, or if you're inside the U.S., you're not leaving, when you extend it directly with the Department of Homeland Security, which is the USCIS, they will issue a new I-94. So the question is, when you came back at the airport, did you check till what time they gave you?
Yeah, so they gave me till this year only, because I was having previous I-797, which he asked me to show, and according to that 797, I got the date for I-94 from airport.
Okay, now after that, did you travel or file an extension?
Yes. So that extension is 797, which is for next 3 years.
Okay. When did it get approved? After you entered, right?
After I entered, yes.
Okay, does it have a 994 on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay, then you're fine. It's called the last action rule. Whichever came last, this is what controls. So you're fine. You can stay for 3 more years.
And if I go online to see I-94, I still see the old date.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a good question. The I-94 that you see online is only when you travel. Okay, I was going to discuss that. When you travel, the I-94 they give you at the airport will be there, which is online. The new I-94 will not reflect there because they don't report it there. Okay?
Okay, so I have to consider the latest I-94 date.
And then you file your extension, you're fine. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, good luck to you. Very interesting question. Let me take another caller. This is Shah. You're live on air. Hello?
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Hey, Shah, I had a question. So I got an RFE for my specialty occupation. So my lawyers and company has advised me to put screenshots of the work that I do. So I use software called as Rally or Jira or whatever, where we create user stories and I have tasks and all those things. Do you think it is good to include that in the the job description explanation, or just have text for them?
It doesn't really matter, because that's not really what they're looking for. What they're looking for is actually to prove that this is a specialty occupation, not because you're doing it this way. So what you need to do, you need to kind of ask them to do what we call an evaluation, do a credential evaluation on the case, right? So
right. So they are I didn't mean to interrupt. So they are going to also do that. So they're going to do an evaluation from a professor or university professor. I've submitted my transcripts, and along with that, this is the job description explanation that they have submitted. So I'm writing, supporting that, saying, hey, I'm also doing tasks like creating user stories, blah, 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 blah. And then I've included everything, and then the percentage of the time that I'm spending on those particular, areas. And then along with that, they're going to provide like a professor recommendation letter, or, as you're saying, along with that. And then the lawyer is also going to attach like 2 pages or 3 pages document to support that, saying, hey,
yeah, it's a good idea to put it. Hello? I think I lost the caller. Hello? Okay, so Vedika, I'll continue. I hope I'm still on the line. I really apologize. Please call again. But you're right, taking the snapshot of it might be helpful, but that's not going to be the main one. But yes, anything that proves actually this is a specialty occupation, that means it's complicated enough to require a bachelor's degree, you can put it on. Now the text is a different story, because I don't really have enough details. So give me a call at the office. We can do a consultation. 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. I think we have another caller, right, Vedika? This is Shapra, you're live. Hello?
Hello, Tony.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have a question regarding my recent H1 RFE. I got an RFE on specialty occupation, and I mean right now our company is doing the work for that. My question is this: like my wife is on H1B, and the attorney was telling, like, let's say in an unexpected situation of denial, I have to go back to my home country and come back on H4. So my question is this: like, can I take help of my wife's H1B and get on H4 and apply for EAD staying here, or do I have to go back to India for sure? Like.
Okay, that's a good question. If your H1B is still good, the previous H1B is still good, has not expired yet, you can go ahead, file right now. Don't wait. File right now, both the H4, H4 EAD, and if you need help, we can help you on that. You can give us a call.
So you are saying the H1B of my wife, you are saying, or because my H1B is already done, I think September 30, right? So right now I am in,
right now you have an RFE, right? It's pending. The extension is pending, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what can be done, you can go ahead and piggy ride on that pending extension. It's called a bridge, and file the H4, H4 EAD. But the chances, I would say, is 50-50 because it will be at their discretion. They will decide if they want to grant it to you because they will base their grant on the potential of the H1 getting approved. So if your question is, can you do it from here, the answer is yes. And if what are your chances? It's a 50-50. Now, you can also do it another way. If it gets denied, you don't have to go all the way to India. Well, the problem is you can go maybe to Mexico, see if they can stamp your H4, and then you come back. The problem is that it's taking like 1 or 2 months to get the stamping. So you can actually arrange for it and then just leave a couple of days before and then go and do your interview. But you can give it a shot. Do what we call a non-prompton. That means basically request the USCIS based on the pending case of H1 for you to piggy ride on that and allow you to file for what we call your H4, H4 EAD. But it can work, it can not work, but if it doesn't work, you can always go out, get your stamp on your H4 and then come back. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I got it. So basically, you are saying H1, H4, I can apply, but EADs, I'm not sure, right? That I'm sorry.
No. I didn't say that. EAD is not a problem. Actually, it's the H4 itself. In order for you, and I was getting ready to talk about that in the presentation. Is you have to be in status to extend status or change status. I repeat that. You have to be in status. Once you pass September 30th, you are no longer in status. However, since they file an extension for you, you benefit from and it was filed before your I-94 expires, you benefit from what we call a period of authorized stay. That means you can continue staying here until further notice, kind of. So basically, the change, the status that you're going to take now, you piggy ride on that pending, because right now, once you pass September 30th, in your case, you're no longer in a status. What you are is in a period of authorized stay, which is very different because it's like a limbo situation. However, what you can do, you can piggy ride on that pending situation, file for an extension, and the EAD at the same time. The EAD is not affecting you, it's not going to get you affected either. So you don't have to worry about that part. What is more important is to maintain status or bring you back in status, okay?
Okay. So what happens to my... Yeah, sorry. So what happens if my H1B gets approved? That's my question. Like, let's say I got both H1B.
If you file that, it doesn't. it doesn't affect because the H4 will take at least 5 months to get approved. So what you can do, you can withdraw it. The only problem lately we have seen that, I don't know if they do it by mistake or they do it on purpose, God knows what's happening there. People will send a withdrawal, they won't withdraw it. But if they don't withdraw it, then automatically on the date which is mentioned, you will change status. For example, let's say you file the H4, you will go back to H4. I mean, yeah. So it's, but you can always withdraw it. As soon as your H1 gets approved, you withdraw this one and you'll be fine.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
Good luck to you. I don't know if you have more call, America. This is Sharp Radio 11 here. Hello. Okay, I don't think I have more callers, but thank you so much. So I was talking about that, and then the questions that was asked really kind of cover the topic I was talking about. Number one rule for status, you have to be in status. To change status, then extend status. However, there are few exceptions to that rule. And those exceptions are usually discretionary. For example, I had a situation where someone went out of status, and then but because of her situation medically, we were able to revive her H4 based on that. I think we did also one for student visa, etc., etc. So there are exceptions to the rule, but usually the rule is that you have to be in status, then you can extend status or change status. So it is important. So I was talking about that, and again, we still have like 15 minutes to go. Feel free to call 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. This is Attorney Shah Purali, and I am a lawyer in California with office in Newark, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. And for those who need help with their immigration, feel free to reach out to us on our main number, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. So I was mentioning about the status. The status is very important. Another question we got, someone entered with a stamp, and then at the airport they put on the system online a certain date, and in the meantime, before that date expires, you file an extension. The extension gets approved. The one that you see online for the I-94 doesn't. It's not going to just be changed, because it will be changed only on the USCIS website. So it is very different. Let me take another call, America. This is Radio 11 here. Hello.
Hi, Shah.
Hi.
I have a question for my visa appointment. I have H1B visa, and I have scheduled my appointment with the New Delhi, Dropbox thing. But now if I want to change it to go to some other, like Mexico or somewhere, to get it stamped, because I want to come early, and nowadays I it is taking
this is
around
the problem.
6 weeks.
Mexico, for H1 Mexico, I don't think they are doing H1. For Canada, the problem is that it's taking around 6 to 7 months. Unless you're a Canadian resident or Canadian citizen.
Okay. So what is your suggestion? Because I already have appointment in New Delhi, but I heard that it is taking a lot of time for Dropbox.
Mm-hmm.
I can appear for the face-to-face interview also, but which would be faster?
Well, the fastest will be there, because anywhere you're going to go is going to take longer time. So you might as well just stick to this one if the appointment has already been set and everything.
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah.
What do you suggest? Because I have my kids also. They have H4 visa dependent on me. So I took my appointment first, because I probably would be going first, and then after that I separated their appointment. So I'm not sure Dropbox would be the faster thing, or like the face to face.
Job
Like
bus,
if
I don't know.
appear.
Job bus, you have to qualify for it, so there's no way to chat. Give me a call at the office. Maybe we can discuss in more private. Then I can ask you some questions so we can talk, because here on the radio is kind of hard. And then you can do that. 510-742-5887. We can just schedule a consultation. Okay? Okay, but stick to the plan of India. That's the best. Okay? Okay? So let me take another caller. This is Tapra, you're live on air. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Shah. Thanks for taking the call. This is Amar.
You're welcome.
So I have a quick question regarding I-94. So actually, I filed for an extension in 2017, and I got extension till 2020 March. So actually, usually we'll get an I-94, right, with the extension. So that is valid till March 2020 for all my family members as well. But about 1.5 years back, my wife, she went to India and came back along with my daughter. So that time, the I-94 issued at CBP was aligned with the passport expiration date. So they got till my daughter got it till 27th August 2019, and my wife got it till coming November 2nd. So unfortunately, I didn't update their I-94. What do you suggest? Currently my wife has my daughter has overstayed about 60 days, and my wife's I-94 is going to expire this Friday.
So the connection has been lost for a while, so I'll try to connect him again, and till then you can hear to this wonderful music.
चांद की जोड़िए बुरिए बड़ी बुरिए दुनिया की नियत छोड़िए अगर ना लग जाए जानू हट ये घबराए सानू अगर ना
Yes. Hello everybody. So sorry, we got disconnected, so I really apologize for that. This is the difficulties of doing those live shows, but bear with us, and thank you very careful for taking care of that. I hope you can hear me properly right now, and feel free to call the studio lines. We still have, I think, 10 more minutes. 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170, and we are discussing about immigration law, and also it is we have one caller, right? Let me take the caller. This is Lavania. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Yes. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Okay. So I'm on F1 status. I came here in 2014. My first two issue was approved for 5 years, so it's almost 6 years now. I mean, my visa is expired. So now I joined and I'm doing my PhD in University of Cumberland. So my plan is this year to apply a new H1, but unfortunately my sister's marriage was settled. So I want to know, like, my initial plan was to travel to India after filing a H1 after April. But I mean, my sister's marriage might be in December or January. So what's the best way? I mean, can I go now and get stamped on a PhD? I mean, F1 visa, go for a F1 visa stamping, and can I come back, or should I wait until April and go later? And once my H1 is picked and it's approved, maybe I can come back later. What's the best way?
Why do you want to leave? Do you want to travel, or
Yeah,
What
I
happened?
want
You
to
went out
travel
of
to
status?
India, but the thing is I don't have a visa now. So once I go to India, then I need to go to stamping.
No, but did your visa lapse? Did your status lapse?
No, I'm
you're still on student visa?
On status, but my visa is expired. So.
No, your visa on your passport is expired, but is your student visa expired?
Yes, my student visa is expired, but I'm still on F1 status. I'm doing my PhD now.
Okay. Then you don't need the stamp. The stamp, like I was mentioning earlier, is only required if you're leaving and coming, if you're traveling. So you don't need
that's
the stamp.
My plan is to leave country. I mean, go to India and come back.
Okay. Why do you want to go for vacation?
My sister marriage is gonna be in India. It's not here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still in a valid student visa and you're going to classes, then go for stamping of the F1. But if there's not much time left on your education, they might not give it to you. Then it's better to wait for the H1B to be filed, get an approval, and then come back. So it will all depend on your situation. It's very hard for me to tell you like that. So the best is to give me a call at the office, and then I can discuss, because I cannot hear you too well right now. That's why I apologize for that. Give me a call at the office. We can do a consultation, 510-742-5887. If you have more than 6 months left on the student visa, you can travel on it, because H1B is not going to come back. Even if it gets approved, you're going to be able to come back next September, 1 year later. So the best is to just go. If you have at least 6 months on your status, then you go for your stamping and then come back. But if you don't have 6 months on your classes, etc., they won't give you the stamp. Okay?
Okay, my PhD, I mean, it's valid till 2020. I mean, this is my second semester of the PhD, but I'm still enrolled in classes.
Then you should be fine. You still have time. You can go for your stamping. Unless you want to stay there, but you want to
know about the university. It's a University of Cumberland, so.
Oh, okay. Well, give me a call then we can talk. Let's do a consultation, because there are many issues involved in there. Okay. So give me a call, 510-742-5887. I don't have much time left, so let me take one more caller, Vedika, and then we'll talk. I think Amit will be calling. This is Shabir. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Shah. I have a question.
Hi.
Currently, I am on H4 EAD, but my H1, my H1 is I-140 is recently approved, and if I have to switch my company from current whoever has done I-140, should I have to first transfer to my old H1B first, and then I have to change the company? I mean, my firm is approved. Yeah.
So you want to know if you have to extend your H1B first, and then you do the transfer, right?
Yeah, my H1 extension applied. It is in processing. It is applied in June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then your question is,
should I have
you want to do a transfer? Oh, you need to wait. You want to know if you have to wait for an approval to do a transfer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the answer is no, but technically yes, because without an approval, when you transfer, you have to do the bridge, especially in your case where it already expired, the I-94. So the best is to wait for that, then you transfer. However, it's not necessary. You can still piggy ride on the pending extension and do a transfer. But it's not really a transfer. Technically, it looks the same, it does everything the same, but it doesn't give the rights the same. So it's you can go ahead and file it right now, but it's a little bit tricky. The best is to wait for it to be approved, and you file your transfer. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Back to you, Vedika. I don't know if is Amit there. Hello. Okay, I don't know if Amit is there. So I think we don't have much time left, so I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about debt settlement. We won't be taking any callers now. Debt settlement is another service that we offer apart from immigration. if you have used a lot your credit cards and you're unable to pay, you're suffering from difficulties, then debt settlement is a good option for you. So feel free to reach out to us, 510-742-5887. The blog to check is yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. And just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have a YouTube channel where I put updates as much as I can. It's youtube.com/Shah Law, SHAHPERALLYLAW.com. So I want to thank you all for listening. I think Amit is there. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Shah, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Amit. I'm doing well. You're calling a bit late today. Sorry for that. I think you have 2-3 minutes.